Think back to a summer when you were 10. A single afternoon could stretch forever, and your next birthday felt impossibly far away. Now think about the last 3 months. Where did they go? Nothing about the clock has changed. Yet for many adults, each year seems shorter than the one before. So why does time feel faster as we get older? The first surprise is that aging does not simply make an internal stopwatch run faster. In one study, researchers asked 499 people, aged 14 to 94, how quickly time seemed to pass. For shorter periods, such as a week or a month, age explained very little of the difference. The clearer difference appeared when people looked back across years. Older participants were more likely to remember childhood as slow and later life as faster. Even then, age explained only a small part of the variation. There is no single clock in the brain that automatically speeds up with every birthday. Instead, your experience of time depends on which kind of time you are judging. There is time as you experience it in the moment. And there is time reconstructed later from memory. Those two versions can be completely different. A boring meeting may feel endless while you are sitting in it. But when you look back, a month of nearly identical meetings may collapse into almost nothing. A vacation may fly by while it is happening. Yet later, it can feel long because it contains unfamiliar places and distinct memories. This is sometimes called the holiday paradox. To understand it, imagine that memory is not a continuous video recording. Your brain divides experience into events. Entering a room, beginning a conversation, or noticing something unexpected can create a boundary between one mental event and the next. When a period contains many noticeable changes, memory has more markers from which to rebuild it. Looking back, that period may feel richer and longer, but when one day closely resembles the next, fewer moments stand out. Those days were still fully lived. Later, however, the brain may compress them into a short summary. Childhood is filled with firsts, a classroom, a close friend, new rules, new skills, unfamiliar places, and a changing body. Adult life often contains more repetition, the same route, the same desk, the same morning routine. The brain becomes better at fitting familiar experiences into patterns it already knows. That efficiency helps us function, but it may leave fewer unique markers in memory. A recent brain imaging study offers another clue. Researchers analyzed 577 adults between 18 and 88 years old. Everyone watched the same 8-minute Hitchcock film, inside an MRI scanner. The researchers treated each relatively stable pattern of brain activity as a neural state. With increasing age, these states tended to last longer, especially in visual and prefrontal regions. Because the film was exactly the same length for everyone, longer states also meant fewer distinct states. Researchers described this as temporal dedifferentiation. Neighboring moments became less clearly separated in patterns of brain activity. But the study did not prove that longer neural states make life feel faster. Participants were not asked whether life seemed to be accelerating, and their detection of major event boundaries remained largely intact. So this is a clue, not a final answer. It suggests that after decades of accumulated knowledge and familiar patterns, different experiences may become less distinct from one another. You may have heard another explanation. When you are 5, 1 year is 20% of your entire life. At 50, it is only 2%. The comparison is intuitive. But scientists have not shown that the brain actually calculates time as a fraction of life already lived. It cannot explain every case. Attention, emotion, stress, routine, memory, and health can all change how fast time seems to pass. So can we make time slow down? We cannot add more hours to the clock. But we can create more meaningful boundaries in memory. Learn something that demands your attention. Change a familiar routine. Visit somewhere unfamiliar. Notice details instead of moving through the day entirely on autopilot. These experiences may still fly by while they are happening. But later, they may occupy more space in memory. And that may be the strangest answer to the question. Time may not be speeding up. Your brain may simply stop recording every difference between familiar days. The calendar keeps every day. Memory does not. Which year of your life felt the longest, and why? Tell me in the comments. This is Oddly. We explain the strange things happening inside your brain and body.